and welcome to Barb Talks. Today I'm talking about 3 categories of pigs I have loved in my life. The first category was Piglet. This is a little piglet I got out of a cereal box. It has a place for the spoon to go on there, so it would rest on the edge of your spoon, and then you'd eat cereal, and you could basically have breakfast with Piglet. And that's the kind of cool stuff we used to get in our cereal boxes when we were kids. You always kind of wanted to get the cool cereals. They were usually the sugary ones, but they were the ones with the neatest prizes inside. I also had a stuffed animal piglet that I kept in my bed and just loved to pieces. I enjoyed Piglet because I was the youngest in my family, and Piglet was always the littlest in the Winnie the Pooh stories, and I vibed with Piglet. So that was my first pig. The second pig thing I did was I just liked pigs. I think because they were so intelligent, and when I was a little kid, I always wanted to get like a potbelly pig, but in place of that, I ended up getting a little soft plush pig. And that was one of the pig things I got. I think I picked this up at one of those fairs. Seems like those kind of fairs are all over the place where some crafty person has made little animals out of wood. And I thought that was cute. I also, when I was in high school, a friend of mine, Sue Warner Bean, and I took a bicycle trip to the San Juan Islands. And on one of the islands, we went to a museum or a bank, I'm not sure what. On the back this says Queen City Savings, San Juan County. So I'm not sure where we got this from, but it's the 100-year pig war from 1872 to 1972 between United States and Canada. So a piece of history with a little pig on it. If you want to look up the pig war between Washington State and Canada, you can do that online. That's a good memory of going biking with my friend. Other pig things that I have, I had a pencil with a little pig topper. I suppose I could take off the plastic. Pencil topper, it says, ham it up. And there's a little fuzzy pig. Looks almost like a bear, but it is a pig with pearls. Ham it up. And then some other little pig things in my pig collection. I think I got these at a store called Finnegan's. And Finnegan's is a toy store, and they had all kinds of tiny little things as well as the regular size toys. They also had a Thomas the Train Track when I had kids. I think I got these before I had kids. When I had kids, of course, we'd go to the toy store so they could play with the train track. And that was a very cheap, well, it wasn't necessarily cheap because then we'd end up buying a toy, so they were really good. Toy stores that put like train tracks for Thomas trains, yeah, you get customers because everybody wants to bring their kids in. This is a pig pen. A pig pen. And then something that I showed recently, I would usually bring this out on Valentine's Day. And I believe all these I got before I had kids, and most of them I got before I was married. So this is a very old collection. That's when I got my little squeaky pig. So I went through a period of time where I enjoyed collecting pigs. And then the third pig theme that I went through was guinea pigs. And when I was a preschool assistant teacher, the head teacher, as a side job besides being a teacher, raised guinea pigs. And one time she brought in the runt that she didn't want anymore and was trying to find a home for it. And I fell in love with this little runt, and I named it Spot so I could have a dog in my apartment. And I kept Spot in a big fish tank, not with water, but with shavings. And I would let Spot get out and run around, and it was my little dog. And then I started doing crafts that were guinea pig themed. Here's some crafts, they're felt. And I just cut out a guinea pig shaped felt and then would sew around it with contrasting stitching to make these little patches. I never did anything with them, but I thought someday maybe I'll sew them onto a jacket or something, little guinea pig patches. Another thing that I found that was guinea pig themed were some stickers. I believe I also found these at Finnegan's, an amazing toy store. Not even sure if they're still available, but you know what it's like when you go to a small toy store. Those things are amazing. But here's some little guinea pig stickers, and they're all fuzzy, and they're just adorable. They originally came in a different, I think they were all lined up in a book, but I ended up giving away various stickers. But I kept these 3 so I could have my little guinea pig stickers in my collection, as well as sharing them with my friends that were guinea pig fans. Another guinea pig craft that I made. It was hard to find guinea pig toys, so I would just make my own. And these are some that I made out of a salt and flour dough. It's the type of dough that you can make yourself at home, and there's recipes probably all over online. This one looks more like a guinea pig, so you can kind of see. And I just made it out of, I figured guinea pigs kind of looked like a thumb. So I would just design my guinea pigs like a thumb and then paint them. And this is a standing up guinea pig looking for food, and this is a laying down guinea pig. So those are 2 guinea pigs that I made craft-wise. And then later, this is like when my kids started being born, suddenly there were guinea pig themed items. And so whenever I would find any, I would buy them. And this is a kid's puzzle that's handmade. I don't want to put it all the way up or the pieces will fall out. But there's a guinea pig in the puzzle. And it turns out that I got it for the guinea pig for my son when he was a toddler. But it's interesting because my daughter now has a dog, and my daughter had a fish when she was growing up, and my son's girlfriend has a gecko. So I find it interesting how many of these animals in this puzzle we've either had or a family member has had sometime since my son was a toddler. Another guinea pig themed item that I found was a card, a little Easter card that says, "Break out your Easter best." Thought that was cute. And the last guinea pig themed item that I found was a little book about a guinea pig with googly eyes. I don't even know if it has a title to it, but I'll read it to you. This year, I had the best birthday present ever. A furry guinea pig named Pogo. I fill Pogo's water and food bowls. Pogo enjoys nibbling tasty sunflower seeds. I play with Pogo in the yard. It's cute. He likes it when I pull him along in a wagon. My friend Anna helps me to brush Pogo's fur. He wriggles a bit, but I think he likes it. Pogo likes to hide behind the toy box. Oh, that is so true. Don't get lost, Pogo. One day, Daddy brought someone for Pogo to meet. His name is Pickle. Look at that, the 2 little guinea pigs. Now I have 2 guinea pigs, and Pogo and Pickle are best friends. What I loved about this book is we had 2 guinea pigs, and this was the coloring of them. There was a lighter one and a darker one. So I thought that was adorable that this represented the guinea pigs that my kids had when they were little. I had Spot when I was a young adult, but when our kids got old enough to have pets, then we got my daughter 2 guinea pigs. And then as she grew, she decided that she wanted to give one of them to Toby, her little brother. So they both had a guinea pig. And then we ended up fostering guinea pigs for the Humane Society. We had like a guinea pig that was pregnant, so we got to watch a guinea pig give birth. That was amazing. The mother guinea pig bends down, grabs the baby out of the womb by its teeth, and pulls it out of the womb by its teeth. Who knew? Who knew guinea pigs were so flexible to be able to, I can't imagine as a pregnant woman even bending over to the front, nonetheless pulling something out with my teeth. Another guinea pig that we fostered was a white guinea pig, and it had kind of fur that on the back it looked like the Grinch. And that guinea pig gave birth to hairless guinea pigs. We called it a skinny pig. Had a skinny pig gene where the guinea pigs are hairless. And so they just look like little dinosaurs. They're just so interesting looking when a guinea pig doesn't have any fur. Those were ones that we had fostered, and my son fell in love with the one with the Grinch on the back. So he kept that one, and then we gave the other babies back to the Humane Society so they could adopt them out. And they adopted like that because it's a rare breed, the skinny pig. Anyway, just wanted to share my history of pigs and my love for pigs through the years. What kind of collections do you have? And what are you going to do with them? That's kind of one of the things that I'm thinking about. I'm talking about these collections so that as we think about moving someday, I can't bring everything with me. But I will have these Barb Talks to look back on and see the visuals of these different collections and remember the stories. Because it's not so much things that I'm holding on to anymore as it is memories and ideas and connections and friendships. So being able to talk about and show some artifacts is kind of like a show and tell. I always liked that as a kid. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed talking about collections of pigs. And thanks for watching Barb Talks.